Hello my dear viewers. My today's video is Islam vs Petra Scrolls of Dan Gibson. This video has reference to the YouTube video Archeology and Islam 25 The Petra Scrolls by Dan Gibson, published on November 15, 2019. In this video, Dan Gibson tried to relate the so-called Petra Scrolls with the history of Islam. But all his efforts were futile because the Petra Scrolls say nothing about Islam, nor did even they refer to Islam. According to Dan himself, those were found in the debris of a destroyed back chamber of a devastated church of Petra. The scrolls were about a Christian family, and those scrolls were totally burnt. He names them as charred scrolls. The 140 scrolls were discovered in the back room of a lost Byzantine church through excavation by the American Center of Oriental Research in 1993. The scrolls are part of a 6th century archive of the family of Theodorus, son of Abodianus, who was deacon and then archdeacon, presumably in the Petra Church. These documents are essentially economic and refer to property matters, such as dowries, divisions of estates, boundaries, and loans. One text published in Petra Papyri 2002 gives a list of stolen goods claimed by a landlord priest after his tenant, another priest, departed and is accused of taking certain items with him. The written language of the scrolls is Greek. There are a few lines of Latin. Now our suggestion is this: as these scrolls are about a Christian family, it may be of some value for the Christians. Let the Christians compile 5 to 50 volumes of the commentaries on those scrolls, so that their future generations can learn something about their forefathers. We the Muslims may read those as the materials of enjoyment and general knowledge. You know, reading always helps men and women to develop their characters and enrich their literary skills. But we must not entangle our religion with these alien documents, as they may pollute the purity of our religious tenets in general. It is well known to everybody that Islam is not a matter of archaeology. It has nothing to do with any kind of archaeological scrolls, because the sources of Islamic knowledge and Sharia are intact with the Muslims, and none of those is a subject of archaeological excavations. The Quran, Hadith and the commentaries on them, along with their history, are alive, intact with the Muslims. Either compiled or written by the Muslims, preserved by the Muslims, and followed by the Muslims, those sources are unchallengeable forever. Those are found in the libraries, in the markets, or in the mosques. None of these documents are found after archaeological excavation of any site. Why should anybody seek for the irrelevant things like Petra Scrolls for knowing anything of or getting any idea about Islam? No reason is there. Let Dan Gibson and his fans roll over the Petra Scrolls night and day, and let them shed the tears over their linguistic refinements. Islam is free, from all these uncouth and unnecessary materials. It has nothing to do with the Petra Scrolls. I know that either Dan Gibson or his fans will retort that some Arabic names of persons and places are there in the Petra papyri, and that these papyri were written at a time between 560 and 590 AD, when Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was born. I want to retort with the same vehemence. So what? Do some Arabic names in any Greek document of economic affairs of a Christian family anyhow prove the connectivity of Islam with Petra? No. If a document of Delhi or Cairo bears some Arabic names, will it anyhow prove that Islam flourished in Delhi or Cairo? These are third-class type of nonsense. The Muslims must avoid all such rubbish, because Islam has nothing to do with such rubbish. It's a pure religion of pure documents. And all these pure documents are alive. Nothing wet under the mud, under the soil. One should keep in mind that many things happened in this world in or around 570 AD. But all are not related with Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his birth. And any attempt of connecting irrelevant happenings like Petra papyri or Petra Scrolls with his birth is a new kind of fitna. And this fitna is created by Dan Gibson and his fans. We must avoid them and their so-called research products. All are rubbish. I remember the saying of a famous man. Philosophy is a blind man's search for a dark cat in a dark room wherefrom the cat is absent. Any viewer of mine will understand the hollowness of such a futile search. But it is the same with Dan Gibson, where he searched for the root of Islam in the ashes of some burnt papyri, of a devastated church in the debris of Petra, while the papyri were on a Christian family, not on Islam. What a disgusting kind of research to find out any probable clue to destruction of a world religion. I know that even a child of 10 years will mark it as silly, and he will giggle till his breath allows. But the shameless fans of Dan Gibson feel proud of their master's marvelous discovery. They all admire him in such a way that he has sung for them a new brand pop song. How far can your sanity bear with such madness? I don't know. My dear viewers, let me finish here. Please don't forget to subscribe the channel and share the video with your friends. Thank you for watching the video full. Allah Hafiz.